over here. Hi.
Would you find it easier, because words are powerful, words are energy as well. Would you find it easier to say, instead of having fear in something, to say to have faith in something?
Have faith in someone?
Have faith in something just as positive as that fear.
We didn't get time today, but it's a great point. One of the things that I'm happy to be teaching is that the majority of time we go through our day, and we've all made assessments of each other here in this room. We've all concluded that we're not dangerous to each other. That's why we're all here and we're comfortable together. When you really get that your intuition will come and get you, the result is less fear in life and much more faith in people and much more warmth about people. And so basically, 99.9% of the people we meet pose no hazard to you whatsoever, and that's why you don't feel any hazard. That's why when you do, it's so important to listen, because it's remarkably rare. It's rare that you have that feeling, not frequent. Thank you.
Yeah. Anybody else? Yeah, hi. Hi, up there.
What happens, though, this is my daughter, and that fear, that instinct, and because of everything that's happening in the news and everything that you see, kind of overtakes you and you feel it. She just said to me, Mom, I feel fear all the time. So how do you know when it's instinct or...
That's worry versus fear, which I wanted to be able to talk about on the show. So good. Go ahead. Worry versus fear.
Like, how do you know what's true fear, which is a signal in the presence of danger that every animal in nature has that we want? We want that signal in the presence of danger. How do you know what's true fear versus worry? Here it is. True fear is always in response to something you sense right now. You hear it, you smell it, you taste it, you feel it. It's in this room. It's here. Worry is always in response to something in your imagination or your memory. So here's the funny example. You're getting on an airplane at the airport. You're afraid the plane's going to crash. Why? Is it a news program that you saw about a plane crash? That will mean memory or imagination, which means it's worry. Or is it seeing the pilot stumble out of the bar drunk? That would mean it's in your environment. So you know that feeling. You can have a feeling of fear, but if it's not present in your environment, then it's from your imagination or your memory, and that's almost the worst place to hang out, your imagination or your memory. All kinds of fear and danger in there, but it's not true fear. True fear is a gift, unwarranted fear, what you're talking about, programmed by the culture. Look at the funny thing here. We're the most powerful nation in world history, and we're the most afraid. Yes. And this is how we live. And even terrorism itself, like nobody in this audience and nobody in your television audience today is going to be beaten up by a terrorist or victimized by a terrorist, while thousands of people are going to be beaten up by husbands and boyfriends in intimate relationships, and yet our entire culture is focused on terrorism. Terrorism is always politics. It's gone on for millions of years. It's not new. We had one big, terrible event in 230 years. And we changed everything for that one event, so that all women are thinking about terrorism, that's what's programmed into us now, and not thinking about the actual danger that exists in our lives from husbands, boyfriends, and environments where we're actually in danger. It's a damn shame, that one.
Well said, Gavin. Yes. Yes.
I am in an industry where I sell real estate, so I have to take people out, and I'll be doing open houses, and I keep a cell phone on me. People think I'm the most paranoid person, but I love what I do. But at the same time, I have to be in situations where a single man will come into a house.
Yes.
But I always, back out by a door, let him kind of walk himself if I get a weird feeling.
That's good.
But it's scary, too, because you hear stories.
Well, what you learned today, hopefully, by seeing so many people who prevailed is that you've absolutely got the resource to prevail. In another book I wrote about kids, there's this fantastic story where a woman is attacked while she is with her 4-year-old daughter. And the guy gets hold of her legs. She's trying to close the car door. And she just watches for a minute, and she sees that he's trying to get hold of her legs, and she just gets it. He's not going to be able to do this. She's just kicking too hard. And she hears in her head, ignition key. And she thinks, well, I could put this ignition key right into his eye, but I don't want to do that. And then she realizes she's already done it. She's already driven away. The door has already closed. And then she thinks, gee, I guess I could have poked out both his eyes. And she realizes she's already done that. It all happened autopilot. The reason I tell you the story, not to scare you at all, but to know that there's a reason men do not attack women who have their kids with them. Too damn dangerous. I asked her afterwards, are you sorry about what happened?
Yeah.
I said, are you sorry about what happened to that man? And she said, you know what? He got into something really dangerous. He attacked me when I was with my little girl. So never believe that you don't have the resource.
So something primal kicks in.
Something I call the wild brain. It's
Yes.
5 million years old, and it's always there and very powerful. And why I don't do what a lot of people say, here's what you should do in a rape. Here's what you should do with an Anicam. There's no what you should do. There's following your intuition, which will always be different. There's no prescription. I'm not going to be there with you. You'll know what's right. And sometimes it's comply. Do what the guy says. And sometimes it's fight. And sometimes it's comply until you fight. Sometimes it's fight and try it and then comply later. But the point is, you've got the way. You've got the method. If you believe you've got the method, you've got the method. And you're a lot more dangerous than he is because he doesn't know what you might do. He knows what his resources are. He doesn't know what you might do. And so this gift we talked about, you've all got it. You've all got it. It's just to recognize it. We've all got it. I've even got it.
Audience, thank you so much. Thank you for being here to share